Next up, we got Iowa State.
Yeah, so Iowa State last year was a 7-6 football team. Kind of disappointing because they'd kind of been seen as one of these teams that was always on the cusp, right? Matt Campbell is a fantastic coach coming into his 8th season this year. They went 11-3. This was a really, really strong year for Iowa State. They ended up finishing number 15 in the country. And this was arguably the most successful season in their program's history. This was the first time that they won 10 games in their school's 133-year history.
Wow.
Not only did they win 10 games, they won 11 games. And they ended up getting as high as number 11 in the rankings. They started out 7-0, and they beat their in-state rival Iowa for only the second time in the last 9 seasons, 20-19. This was a game that they were losing 13-0 at halftime, but they were able to come back and get the win. And they were going good. They were 7-0, and then they had back-to-back losses to Texas Tech and Kansas, and that kind of derailed their season.
Yeah, that was kind of weird because they were rolling. They were a really exciting team to watch. Rocco Beck, another great name, right up there with Cam Scatabo. Most of their games were super close, though. So, I mean, maybe it wasn't that shocking that they lost to Texas Tech, because Texas Tech actually ended up being a much better team than you would think.
Yeah. And they had 5 players on the Big 12 All-Conference team, led by their star receiver, Jaden Higgins. He was a third-team All-American, had 87 catches for over 1,100 yards and 9 touchdowns. And then their defense was consistent. If anything, they allowed under 26 points a game again this year for the 8th consecutive season. One of only 8 teams in the country who can say that. And I know 26 points is not a super low number for a defense, but the fact that there's only been 8 teams in the country that have done that every season for the last 8 years, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, and then, thinking about it, going back 8 years, the old Big 12 was all offense.
Right.
So that's impressive.
Yeah, and another thing about this team was they were the least penalized team in the country. So that says a little bit about the discipline that Matt Campbell's installed there. And they closed out their season with a big win over Miami in the Pop-Tarts Bowl.
Great.
Once again, our favorite bowl game to talk about. And you can say all you want about Miami, about Cam Ward leaving the game, but they fought back and they won that game, and it gave them a school record 11 wins on the season. So for it being the best season in their school's history, I gave them a B+, though maybe I should have given them an A, because that's pretty fantastic season for them.
I agree. Very exciting team. The only real bad blemish on their season was getting kind of blown out by Arizona State. I mean, it's like 20-something point spread or victory there for Arizona State. But they did make the conference championship. That's a really good year, and they have one of my favorite team names, the Cyclones, because they're lovingly known as the Clones, and there's a big Star Wars tie-in there. Say go Clones. There's a lot of people that wear Clone Wars helmets. I'm all about it. So yeah, I ended up giving them a B+ as well. I thought it was a really fantastic season for them, and just a great year overall. And they were on the cusp of the playoff.
Yeah,
they were. I mean, them playing in your conference championship game, you got a chance there.
Well, they would have had an automatic bid if they would have won that game.
Exactly. So for that gets their record grade as a B.
So in 2024, the Nitro Show grade for the Iowa State Cyclones is a B.